This is the Pyramiden des Jaguar, which is a two-player card game from Germany, and we're going to be playing it today. It's not necessarily about anything. There are jaguars on the cards, but you're going to have cards with numbers on them, and you play them in a pyramid shape, and it's a lot to do with sort of this playing cards, trying to get your opponent to make a mistake. It's a very passive-aggressive card game. So we're going to set it up for you and play it today.
Okay, you're going to start out by taking the two Explorer Mans and putting them down here at the end of this track. You'll see the track does this S-curve, and the numbers start here and work their way up. So this is the end where you're going to place the guys. Put this board between the players so that there's a pyramid facing each one. And setup is going to be shuffling the deck of cards and dealing out 15 to each player. The remaining cards will just be set aside as a deck, and over here. And then you'll have these little Jaguar stones. You'll have 10 of those, and you'll have them kind of set off to the side. The last part of setup is going to be each player is going to choose a card from their hand and play them simultaneously. Whoever plays the higher number is going to go first. So, in this case, that player would go first. The cards go back to your hand, so it's not like you're losing anything. You just have some say over whether or not you're going first, and you'll be revealing a card in your hand when you do that, so the other player will know you have that numbered card. What's going to happen is the start player, whoever that might be, is going to choose two cards from their hand and put them out on the table. 33 and 37. The other player who did not play the cards is going to choose one of these two cards and put it somewhere in an open space in their pyramid. 37 is not a bad card to put up at the top because the cards go from 1 to 40. And there's one of each in the deck. And the start player will then take the card that wasn't chosen and put it in his own pyramid. And we're going to put it there. So what's going on here is, as you're placing cards into your pyramid, the lowest numbered card has to go here, and you'll see these sort of arrows pointing in this direction, showing that you need your numbers to progress higher as you go over, and then it goes here, 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 here. So this should be your highest numbered card, and then, this would be the lowest one. The goal of the round is to fill up your pyramid before the other player does. So let's just kind of do another two cards. We've got 7 and 23. So the start player has already played two cards. Now it's the other player's turn, and these came from that player's hand. So the start player is going to choose 7, which is a fairly low card, and put it down here. And the other player is going to take this one and put it in their pyramid somewhere in the middle. And you can kind of see as we go along, and now we're back to the first player. They've got 2 more cards. Now they've got 14 and 36. And they're going to go here. And the other player is going to put their 14 here. There's 2 more cards, 3 and 18. So we're going to go 18, and this player is going to go 3. Okay, so now we're in a situation where it's this player's turn to place their card first, and neither of these cards follow the rules of placement. So what's going to have to happen is they're going to choose one, and they will choose the 4, and they have to cover up a card because 4 won't go here. It has to go in order. So they'll cover this one up, and they'll put a Jaguar stone on top of it. What this signifies is that you can't put another card on top. This location is locked down, and the other player will get a number of points based on what tier in the pyramid they manage to force that player to cover up. So, say brown is this player, they're going to get to move forward 1 space because it's 1 point for bottom tier, 2, 3, 4 points. If at any time you're moving down this track and you land on one of these spaces, you get to activate these powers if you choose. And it's not if you move past the spaces, only if you land exactly on them. The 4 powers are, this one allows you to remove a Jaguar disc off of your pyramid if you so choose. Probably you will so choose. This one allows you to remove a card from your pyramid if you want more flexibility in terms of where you can place cards. However, since the goal of the round is to fill up your pyramid, you might not necessarily want to be doing that, but that's what that does. This one allows you to remove a card from your opponent's pyramid, which again is going to give them more flexibility and options, but it's also going to make it less likely for them to win the round. This one lets you take a card at random from your opponent's hand and put it on the bottom of the deck, so they lose one of their cards that they would have otherwise had the ability to play. So you're going to keep going, playing 2 cards, then the opposing player chooses one, and then you take the other one, you put them in your pyramid, put stones on the cards whenever you're forced to cover up something. If there's a stone on a card, you can't put another card on top of it. That space is locked down unless you do this action to clear it up. So a round will end in several different ways. One of them is if you manage to fill up your entire pyramid like this, and it follows all the rules of placement. When that happens, the player that achieves that will get to move 5 points on the track. If both players manage to finish their pyramid on the same turn, then the winner of the round will be the player who has the greatest difference between the lowest and highest values of cards. If they're still tied after that, then it's going to be whoever played the highest card. A round could also end if a player is supposed to put down a card, but all of their spaces are covered with Jaguar stones. If that happens, they just lose the round. The other player gets 5 points. If it's a player's turn and they have 1 or no cards in their hand, the round's going to end, and everybody can still play the remaining cards from their hand in that situation into the pyramid however they so choose. If a pyramid is still unfinished after playing all the remaining cards, the winner of the round is going to be a player that has the least empty spaces in their pyramid. And if you're still tied, then you'll determine the difference in numbers like you would the tiebreaker for the greatest difference between the lowest and highest card. After you end a round, you're going to do a jungle test, where you're going to take the top card of the deck and reveal it, and if it is equal to or higher than the space where the farthest explorer along the track is located, then you will play another round. You'll take all the cards, shuffle them all up, and deal 15 out to each player and start again, but leave your explorers where they are on the track. The player who is furthest back on the track is going to begin the next round of the game. And if they're both on the same space, you'll determine who goes first, just like you did when you started the game, by both of them playing a card down, and whoever played the higher card is going to go first. If it is lower than where the furthest explorer on the track is, then the game is going to end, and whoever is furthest on the track wins in that situation. If both players are in the same space, the player who won the last round would win the game. You'll notice that the numbers on the track are here on the side, and once you get to here, there are no more numbers. So if you've got an explorer here or anywhere beyond, and you get to an end of round, the game's going to end because the numbers only go up to 40, so that'll just be it, and whoever's furthest on the track wins. So that's how it goes. It plays, some number of rounds based on how well you do along the way, because you might score almost no points in a round, or you might just have you could just do it in one round. So that's that. We're gonna cut to some gameplay footage for you, show you how a round works, and then we'll talk about the game. Okay, which one are you? Are you the brown man or the gray man?
I guess I'll be the gray man.
Okay. So we have our 15 cards each.
Yep.
And to start off, we need to both simultaneously play a card, and whoever plays the highest card goes first. So if you want to go first, play a high card.
And
that card will be returned to your hand.
Returns to your hand. Okay. Okay. Well.
But you're also revealing to me, I guess, whatever card it is if you play a high card. I'm not real sure. Okay.
I guess.
Just gotta clean up this drop house. Doesn't look like garbage.
Yeah, sorry. I just kind of threw it over there when I finished sorting them. I don't know. I guess I'm gonna do this.
Okay. Yeah. Well, I guess I am going first. And you've got a 1.
Yep.
Okay.
The one? Is there only one of every card?
Yep. There are only 40 cards.
Yeah.
They all have a little Jaguar face on them.
Yeah, it's true.
Okay. Well, let's just throw some cards out there then.
Okay. 11 and 25. Huh. So I'm going to play one of these into your pyramid or one of these into mine?
You'll play one into your pyramid, I'll take the other one and put it in my pyramid.
Okay. I wasn't sure if we were playing into each other's pyramids for a second there. I was going to be like, oh no, garbage. I'm going to take this 11.
Okay.
Okay. Let's see, I'm going to offer you... $12 and $16 as options.
Okay, so if you get that 12, I mean, you can theoretically put it anywhere beyond the 11, but like you'd have to put it there.
Mm-hmm.
I was making sure you were aware of what was going on.
Yep.
I'll take the 16.
Okay. I'm going to take the 29. Would you like 18 or 22? Unfortunate. I'll take 19.
And I move here, which is this kind of space, which means that I may remove a card from your pyramid.
Would you like to do so?
Yeah, let's throw that 11 out.
Okay.
And it goes on the bottom of the deck.
Okay.
Which I don't really think matters, because there doesn't seem to be any way to draw cards back or anything.
Well, it'll be like when the next round, right? Or do we? I guess we'll
everything
shuffle
will get
everything.
shuffled back
Yeah,
together.
I don't
So
know. I am unsure. Would you like 26 or 24?
neither.
Yeah, I know. Here, I'll just go ahead and give you one of these nice Jaguar tokens.
Yep. Okay.
Boom.
Oh, yeah, that's totally cool. I want you to remove cards from my pyramid.
Only if I land on it, not if I
Yep.
pass it?
Yep.
That's rough.
You gotta do the math.
Yeah, that makes it pretty hard. Or 17 junk. You suck. Alright. I will take the 17.
Okay. I'm gonna move 2 spaces, which
Means you can remove one from your pyramid.
I won't do. I don't think. No, I won't do that. Okay.
Well, let's see. Can I interest you in 39 or 38?
I guess let's slap down that up at the top. If you're trying to make me take 40 later, I will be upset.
Or 28. Well, that's just terrible.
Pass.
Pass. Oh no, what do you mean I can't pass? Well, I guess I'm gonna go ahead and take either of them because it doesn't matter, does it?
No, it really doesn't.
I guess I'm gonna go ahead and take...
Unless you have something in your hand you think you can use to mess me up based on what you think I will take.
Based on what you will take?
Yeah. Like whatever you don't take, you know where I'll put it.
Yeah, like there's nothing, it doesn't
So
make any
if you have
difference
a
whatsoever.
means of dealing with that, okay.
There's no difference between 33 and 28 to me, so... It's good, because I like these Jaguar stones.
Cool.
I think they look super tight.
3 spaces. Just randomly take a card and put it on the bottom of the deck.
Oh.
That's what happens on
One
that
of
space.
mine?
Yes. Just shuffle your cards up and dump one.
It's not the worst.
So, what these notes here say is a card can be removed from your opponent's playing hand and placed on a draw deck. Do not look at this card. I don't know if that means... I mean, you have to have
Like,
known.
I would know what it was, yeah. Would you care for 37 or 40?
Nope. Well, seems like that's gonna be sad. Okay.
1, 2, 3, 4.
And you can also choose to not make me dump a card if for some reason you want to do that, which there's no reason for you not to.
Go ahead and dump a card.
Okay. Come down to the wire.
Yeah, I really don't understand what we're supposed to be doing here.
We're building the pyramid of jaguars.
Yeah, no matter what I do, this is going to go badly. 8 and 9.
8 and 9.
Oh, wow. Well, I guess I'll take this 8. I guess I want to put it like here. Yeah. Just stupid. Okay. Can I interest you in 30 or 36?
Nope. Other way around.
Huh?
Oh, no, you're right. Yeah. Okay, do you want to pull something from my pyramid?
I don't think I have a particular reason to do that.
It would make me take longer to end the round, so like it'd give you more of a chance of
Like, I'm
catching
not going to.
Just, that's what it would accomplish.
No.
So no. Okay.
There's nothing that I want to do. Oh.
4 and 6.
Wow. Well, I guess I'm going to take this 4.
Okay. I complete a pyramid. I end the round. Move me 5 spaces down. If an event is landed on here, it's ignored.
Okay.
So I don't, because it wouldn't have any effect on anything. So now we're gonna do a jungle test. We're gonna flip this card.
Well, we're past 38, so the game just ends.
Oh, well, 7. So That was a 1-round game of the Pyramiden des Jaguar.
Okay. Those pyramids of the Jaguars.
Yep. So, what did you think of? Yeah.
This continues the trend for me of Cosmos 2-player games that they're virtually all really close to unplayable for me.
They're all. It's interesting. It's kind of a brand that has a lot of recognition, and I think it's commendable to have like a series of games like these are 2-player games because it's a underdeveloped market.
For sure.
A lot of games just don't work well with 2 players, but like games that are specifically for 2 players, it's like it's good to have games for that purpose. But yeah, in general, I'd agree with you that a lot of the 2-player specific games, and especially in the Cosmos series, are lacking. And it's just kind of odd in general. I guess can we start with, are there things that you like about the game? Things that you think are done well or make sense or
I mean, it's a lot of people. I think that the main reason that people would like this game is that it's a lot of. There's very little randomization, so it's very close to being like a pure strategy game, right? You have the hand of cards that you have. You know that your opponent has most of the rest of that deck. It's minus, how many cards do you get
10.
rid of? Minus 10 cards. So there's only that 10 cards that are missing that you have to try to account for during the game. And it's just manipulating your opponent into making bad decisions. There's something to be said for that. And it is nice that when you're playing that game, when you pull it off well, you're like, yeah, I totally got you and made you do that stupid thing because you're an idiot and I'm good at this game.
yeah.
For me, like, I just don't care enough to even want to think about it. I just throw down some cards and get rid of it because I don't want to play this game.
Okay.
The artwork is, all right. It's kind of average. There's nothing really that stands out about it, but it's not bad in any way. It's just kind of bland.
Presentation is fine. It's got like little wooden tokens that don't have to be wooden tokens. They could be just cubes. They could be cardboard.
But they've got Jaguar faces on them.
They've got Jaguar faces on them.
Yeah.
There's no reason for them to have Jaguar faces on them, but
it's got to be there for the so that you know that it's a Jaguar pyramid, not some other pyramid.
The like little wooden mans are all right. Like they look like little wooden mans. But yeah, in general, there's not a lot about it that makes the game stand out. It's pretty just kind of like, it's a card game.
Yep.
It doesn't even need to have a board. It has a board specifically for the track. But,
Well, and so that you have so that it's very clear this card is in the number 3 slot in this row, not...
But, I mean, you could do that on a table.
Oh, yeah, for sure. I think that, the biggest thing that's wrong with this game is just that there is no point in it when you're excited about playing this game.
Yeah, I guess the kind of people who would want to play this game are not... You shouldn't be playing this game because you think you're going to be excited about it. You would be playing it because you are interested in that strategic aspect of...
Trying to deduce which card your opponent has and... trying to get them to take the card that you want them to take.
Yeah, it's a very specific clientele that wants to play a game where the absolute goal is just make your opponent mess up and kind of you screwed up.
Yeah, for sure.
Because that's the whole game. And in general, that is the opposite of the kind of game that I would want to play. Because it's not really inclusive. It's kind of the opposite, and it's even further. It's only a 2-player game. Yeah, like I have a hard time finding reasons to, because you said like there's even like a lack of randomization, but there is randomization. Like it's got like 10 of the cards aren't even
10 cards
in
are gone,
play.
and then you've each got some random subset of the others.
So because you're dealt 15 random cards, you could be dealt,
1 through 15.
1 through 15.
Yeah.
And just go,
I
all
lose.
right. Well, I mean, not necessarily. You just have to try to find a way to play that in your favor.
Yeah.
So it's not going to appeal to people who are pure strategy, because it's not pure strategy, and there's also a sort of adapting and thinking on your feet based on what you're dealt.
Yeah.
I don't know if it would be better or worse if it were pure strategy. I don't know that it would make that much of a difference.
Mm-hmm.
It just would be less. It would be the same every time if it were just here's all the cards and whatever. But this designer also made Kupferkesselko, which I like. I don't know if you changed your mind about that since we made a video for it or not.
Mm-hmm.
I like that game. Specifically since that is also a 2-player card game. I think that game works better than this.
I think it definitely works better
every
than this.
regard. And I would always, if like you only had those 2 games to choose from, I would always choose that. They aren't like the same kind of game, but if you are talking, again, down into that narrow field of 2-player card games
In German.
That's one that, and in both cases, like it doesn't matter. Like there's no text on anything, so if this looks like a game you want to try and you were like worried about the German aspect of it, like there's no.
It doesn't make any difference at all.
Yeah. So I absolutely think Kupferkesselko is a better game. He also did Maori, which is not a 2-player specific game, and I also think that's a better game, and it's not the same kind of game either. So this isn't. I don't think this is his best game. Like ranking wise, it's not even considered his best game. It is to me like really average and bland, and I assume the only reason anybody would be like really after is if they're trying to collect all of those Cosmos games. So,
Yeah, for sure.
what would you rate the Pyramid of Jaguars?
I think I can only give it like 3 Jaguars.
I think that's fair. I could go 3.5. I don't know if it's just like specifically me not being into the type of game it is. I'm sure there's somebody out there who this would be their jam.
Oh yeah.
But I think there are better 2-player games, and especially if you are in the US, like getting your hands on this game is like not, because you'd have to import it or find someone who has imported it. I don't think it's worth it. I think just there are better options. So, and I guess the other thing is that the theme is nonsense. Like there's nothing there at all. There's no reason for what you're doing, and like trying to back it up like we're in the jungle and we gotta raise this temple by competitively building pyramids. It's like,
I don't know. I like interpreted it as competitively exploring the pyramids, and that's what the number cards were doing. But I don't know.
That's not what the rules say is happening. So,
anyway,
there's just not really a whole lot of things that really like. The only thing it has going for it is it's like the only game that is Jaguar themed, I guess. So like if you are really into exotic cats and board games, probably still don't get this game, but like this would be unfortunately your only option. So there you go. That's the Jaguar Pyramid, and just probably don't.
How many Jaguars does it take to build a pyramid?
I think it's 10, right? Because there are 10 cards in a pyramid. wasn't a very funny joke.